Good morning to all of you. Today we are going to discuss about the reducing action of ammonia. It means ammonia can be used as a reducing agent. So when the heated metallic oxide or chlorine react with ammonia, then ammonia is used as reducing agent. So first of all, we will take metallic oxide. So ammonia reduces heated metallic oxides. Ammonia reduces heated metallic oxide to metal. Just to see which metallic oxides are there. So this 3Cu plus 2NH3, this will form 3Cu, 3H2O and N2. So in this reaction, ammonia is used as reducing agent and this copper oxide is reduced to copper. So let us see how this ammonia is used as a reducing agent. So copper plus 2 oxygen number, oxygen minus 2, hydrogen plus 1, nitrogen minus 3, copper here 0, oxygen minus 2, hydrogen plus 1, nitrogen 0. So for the nitrogen, it is minus 3 to 0. I told you, where there is increase in oxygen number, oxidation. If the decrease is there, reduction. So regarding this one, minus 3 to 0, increase is there. This is oxidation. And then copper plus 2 to 0. That decrease is there, reduction. In any substance, if oxidation takes place, it will be used as reducing agent. And in any substance, if reduction takes place, it will be used as oxidizing agent. So just to see reduction takes place, it is oxidizing agent. Here oxidation takes place, it will be reducing agent. This arrow is coming here. This one is the reduced product. And that one is oxidized product. So if the reaction is given to you, it is asked to you, what is the role of this ammonia? So ammonia is used as reducing agent. What is the role of copper oxide? Copper oxide is used as oxidizing agent. So these metallic oxide oxidize ammonia into the nitrogen. Both the way. Ammonia reduces copper oxide to copper, or copper oxide oxidizes ammonia to nitrogen. Any way you can explain. Now the questions will be asked to you. First of all, observation. So what is the color of copper oxide? This is black, and this copper is brown color. So what you will observe, when ammonia is passed on heated copper oxide, you will observe that black copper oxide is reduced to brown copper. Then, if it is asked, name the gas released. Name the gas released. Name the gas released. What you will write? Nitrogen. Second, observation. So what you will write the observation? When ammonia is passed on heated copper oxide, this black copper oxide reduces to brown copper. This is the observation. Then one more equation is given. This 3 lead oxide combined with yellow color. Buff yellow means light yellow, and this one is grayish metal. So if it is asked to you, what do you observe when ammonia is passed on lead oxide? This buff yellow lead oxide changes to grayish metal lead. Then name the gas released. Nitrogen. Observation that buff yellow lead oxide is reduced to grayish metal lead. Then in this reaction, what is the role of ammonia? Ammonia is used as reducing agent, and this lead oxide is used as oxidizing agent. So just you take your book, page number 174. In the page number 174, one diagram is given that condensed water, U tube is there, and then jar is there. So just you see in this reaction, water and nitrogen form. So this water is condensed in U tube, and nitrogen is collected by downward displacement of water. So observation, just you mark, black copper second oxide is reduced to brown copper, and buffalo lead 2 oxide is reduced to grayish metallic lead. The above reaction, after the reaction, just to see what is given. The above reaction illustrates the reducing nature of ammonia. Ammonia is thus oxidized by metallic oxide, copper oxide, lead oxide, and by a gas other than oxygen. So by this way, ammonia is oxidized. Next one is same one. Ammonia reduces chlorine to hydrogen chloride. Ammonia reduces chlorine to hydrogen chloride. Ammonia reduces chlorine to hydrogen chloride. So two conditions are there, when ammonia is in excess and when chlorine is in excess. So just to see, this 8NH3 reacts with 3Cl2. Ammonia is in excess. This will form 6NH4Cl and N2. Another one is this chlorine is in excess. This will form NCl3 and 3HCl. So in the first reaction, this is given like this. I suggest you learn like this only. But if you want to write it in partial equation method, so this one can be written. Just to see, this 2NH3 react with 3Cl2. This will form 6HCl and N2. Chlorine is reduced to hydrogen chloride. Then again this 6HCl combined with 6 ammonia, and this will form 6 ammonium chloride. Now you can add it. So this 6HCl will be cancelled, and you will get 8NH3 plus 3Cl2. It gives 6NH4Cl and N2. So by this way, as the reaction is given, by that way you are getting. But I suggest you, from that reaction it is clear that chlorine is reduced to hydrogen chloride. But in this reaction you are not clear, that's why it is given. So both the equations are important to you. First one is excess ammonia, second one is excess chlorine. So what is your observation? Here ammonium chloride, this dense white fluid white fume, and this NCl3 is yellow colored explosive liquid. Yellow colored explosive liquid. So now the question can be asked to you. Now the question can be asked to you regarding this first one. First one, name the gas released. Name the gas released. Which gas is released? Nitrogen. Then observation. What is the observation? When chlorine reacts with excess ammonia, you will observe that dense white fluid. Dense white fluid. You will observe the dense white fluid. You know that this ammonia is giving dense white fume with HCl. Ammonia is giving dense white fume with HCl. Apart from the HCl, which another gas, ammonia can give the dense white fume. So what is your answer? Chlorine. So another gas is chlorine. Ammonia can give the dense white fume with this HCl. Apart from the HCl, it can give the dense white fume with chlorine. So reaction can be asked to you, name the gas, observation. Then here, when it is asked the observation for this reaction, observation. When for this reaction, observation asked in board paper, what do you observe when ammonia reacts with excess chlorine? Many students, they have written test for hydrogen chloride. Means a colorless gas is released. When we bring a glass or dip in ammonium hydroxide, dense white fume will be formed. But the mark was not given. Those who wrote this answer, they could not get the mark. What was the reason given by the council? Council has given the reason, this HCl gas will not release because you are getting the liquid NCl3. So that will dissolve in that. So if the observation is written for this compound, then only the mark will be given. So what you will observe when ammonia reacts with excess chlorine, we observe that yellow colored explosive liquid. So yellow colored explosive liquid. So those who wrote this answer that yellow colored explosive liquid is formed or the liquid is formed, they got the mark. But those who wrote the test of HCl, they could not get the mark. So in both the reaction, this ammonia is used as a reducing agent. In both the equation, ammonia is used as a reducing agent. Ammonia reduces chlorine to HCl. On the reactant side, if two compounds are there, one is the reducing agent, so other will be oxidizing agent. So this chlorine will be oxidizing. Chlorine will be oxidizing agent. So please go through your book. Just you underline. Ammonia reduces chlorine to hydrogen chloride. Just to see, when ammonia and chlorine are mixed, the chlorine is reduced to HCl, which further combine with excess ammonia forming ammonium chloride. Dense white fume are thus seen when ammonia reacts with HCl and also when it reacts with Cl2. Then colorless ammonia gas reacts with greenish yellow excess chlorine forming yellow explosive liquid. This is the observation. Next one is test for ammonia. All the tests are important for you. Either HCl, ammonia, nitric acid, sulfuric acid. So already hydrochloric acid test you have studied. Today we are going to study the test for ammonia. So test for that glass rod dipped in concentrated HCl. A glass rod dipped in concentrated HCl. Second test is given that aqueous copper sulfate solution. Third one is given that the Slars reagent. Slars in K2 HDIO. So first of all, glass rod dipped in concentrated HCl. So when you take a glass rod that dipped in concentrated HCl, if you bring at the mouth of the test tube where ammonia gas is coming, you will get dense white fluid. So this ammonia combined with HCl gas form ammonium chloride. Solid is formed. Dense white fumes. So bring a glass rod dipped in concentrated HCl. Bring a glass rod dipped in concentrated HCl. Vapors of concentrated HCl combined with ammonia form dense white fumes. Another test: when you pass ammonia in copper sulfate solution, first of all, pale blue precipitate is formed. When excess ammonia is passed, then inky blue solution is formed. So this copper sulfate react with ammonium hydroxide. Some of the students ask me, why you are taking ammonium hydroxide? You are giving the test for ammonia. So I want to tell you, this you have taken the aqueous copper sulfate. So when you pass ammonia combined with water form ammonium hydroxide. So that's why you can take ammonium hydroxide, no problem at all. So this will form ammonium sulfate and copper hydroxide. This copper hydroxide pale blue precipitate. Pale blue precipitate is formed. Pale blue means white is blue, light blue precipitate is formed. When excess ammonia is passed, the color will change to the inky blue or deep blue. So just to see the second reaction, this is ammonium sulfate reacts with ammonium hydroxide. This will form tetraamine copper sulfate. Tetraamine copper sulfate and 4H2. Due to formation of this tetraamine copper sulfate, this is tetraamine copper sulfate. So inky blue or deep blue. Inky blue or deep blue solution is formed. So this is because of the formation of this complex compound, that tetraamine copper sulfate. So when you pass ammonia in copper sulfate solution, first of all, pale blue precipitate is formed. Because of this copper hydroxide is formed. When you pass excess ammonium hydroxide, this copper hydroxide dissolved to form tetraamine copper sulfate. With the formation of this tetraamine copper sulfate, you are getting inky blue or deep blue. So third one is Nessler's reagent. In the Nessler reagent, when you pass ammonia gas, first of all, you are getting the pale brown, light brown, first you are getting pale brown color. When you pass excess ammonia, then brown state is formed. Brown state is formed. So these three tests you can study. If you go to your book, page number 175, tests are given: odor, physiological nature, action and indicator. So if it is asked in the examination, we are not giving the mark on these one. We are giving the mark on BC. What is printed? A glass or dipped in concentrated HCl, brought near the ammonia gas by passing of ammonia gas, copper sulfate and Meslar region. So these three you can study and mark will be given if they are asking the test for ammonia. Next one is usage of ammonia is given, that is out of syllabus, so that you can cut it because in 10% syllabus reduced. In that one they have removed this one. So now we can start the board questions. Board questions. That board questions 2002. First, from the gases ammonia, chlorine, hydrogen chloride, sulfur dioxide, select the gas that turn one's red litmus paper blue. So the gas is ammonia. Then it is asked, write the equation for the reaction when the gas is passed through copper oxide. This copper oxide just now is studied, is coming in important category. So 2NH3 plus 3Cu. This will form 3Cu, 3H2 and N2. Now 2003. Name a gas whose solution in water is alkaline. So the gas is ammonia. Second one, how do you distinguish between zinc and lead using ammonium hydroxide? So zinc ion and lead ion using ammonium hydroxide. So when ammonium hydroxide is added in zinc ion, zinc salt solution, gelatinous white phosphate is formed. It is soluble in excess, changes to colorless. When ammonium hydroxide is added in lead salt, chalky white phosphate is formed. It is insoluble in excess. So answer is correct. When ammonium hydroxide solution is added in zinc salt solution, gelatinous white phosphate is formed. Gelatinous white precipitate is formed. It is soluble in excess, changes to colorless. When ammonium hydroxide solution is added in lead salt solution. Chalky white precipitate is formed. Chalky white precipitate is formed. It is insoluble in excess. It is insoluble in excess ammonium hydroxide. So now the third one. 2003, third one. Write the equation for the formation of ammonia by the action of water on magnesium nitride. That is not in syllabus. Okay. How is ammonia collected? Why is ammonia not collected over water? So ammonia is collected by downward displacement of air. Downward displacement of air. It is not collected over water because it is highly soluble in water. It is highly soluble in water. It is highly soluble in water. So 2003, fourth. Then fifth, which compound is normally used as dry agent for ammonia? So which compound is used? That is quicklime. Calcium oxide is used as a drying agent. So here I am going to stop, and the next more questions we will discuss in the next